Did you know that within you exists a hidden part of your psyche that, if not understood, can be the cause of many difficulties in your life? A part that is capable of influencing your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors in ways you can hardly imagine. In psychology, this part is called the shadow, and it was one of the most fascinating concepts developed by Carl Jung. But what exactly is this shadow? How does it form, and why does it have the power to shape your life in such a subtle and powerful way? And most importantly, how can you integrate this part of yourself to achieve self-knowledge, healing, and a more fulfilling life? In this video, we will explore Carl Jung's concept of the shadow and understand why it is fundamental to your process of self-discovery. Get ready for a philosophical and psychological journey where we will uncover how accepting your own shadow can unleash an immense power hidden within you. What is the shadow? In the context of Carl Jung's analytical psychology, the shadow represents the part of ourselves that we reject, hide, or ignore. It is composed of aspects of our personality that, at some point, we judged as unacceptable or undesirable, such as our fears, irrational impulses, negative character traits, and even aspects of our sexuality or aggressiveness that we cannot integrate into our ego. Jung believed that the shadow is not something to be feared, but rather something we should recognize and understand. We all have a shadow, but it is not solely negative. It can also contain unexplored potentials and repressed qualities that, if integrated correctly, can help us achieve a more complete state of being. For example, imagine that you have a tendency to be overly critical of others. This criticism may be rooted in an internal insecurity that you do not recognize, but that nonetheless reflects an aspect of your shadow. When you encounter someone who exhibits these critical qualities in an exaggerated manner, you may feel a deep discomfort, and that is a manifestation of your shadow. How the shadow affects your life. The shadow plays a profound and often invisible role in our lives. If it is not recognized and consciously worked with, it can manifest in various harmful ways, such as projections. When you project your shadow onto others, you essentially see aspects of yourself in other people that you cannot or do not want to accept. This can manifest as anger, resentment, envy, or even excessive admiration for traits that you feel you do not possess. These projections can directly impact your relationships. For example, someone who projects their own feelings of inadequacy onto another person may end up having a relationship filled with tension, where both parties are unaware of the underlying reasons for the conflicts. Furthermore, the shadow can also sabotage us, causing us to act in ways that contradict our conscious values or goals. It can be that part of us that leads us to procrastinate, sabotage our happiness, or continue in patterns of behavior that no longer serve us. When you do not understand the shadow, you end up creating a kind of self-sabotage, where seemingly irrational or self-imposed actions arise without a logical explanation, but that have everything to do with those unintegrated parts of yourself. The process of integrating the shadow. The key to transforming the negative influence of the shadow in your life lies in integrating it. But what does this mean? Integrating the shadow is a process of accepting and understanding the parts of yourself that have been denied or rejected. Instead of continuing to fight against these aspects, you learn to recognize them, accept them, and eventually use them constructively. This process begins with awareness. The first step is to realize that the shadow is not something external to you, but something within you. This requires a good dose of self-reflection and often confronting emotions or behaviors that are difficult to face. Jung suggested that this process be undertaken with a curious and compassionate gaze, without judgment, but with a genuine intention for self-knowledge and transformation. One of the powerful tools for working with the shadow is meditation. When you enter a meditative state, you can begin to observe your thoughts and feelings without the interference of the ego. This allows you to distance yourself from reactive emotions and see the parts of your psyche that you normally avoid. Additionally, internal dialogues can also be an effective way to integrate the shadow. By questioning your automatic reactions and reflecting on why you feel a certain way about something or someone, You begin to discover which parts of your shadow are at play. This creates a space for transformation, where acceptance and understanding become tools for healing. The shadow and the path to self-knowledge. Working with the shadow is undoubtedly one of the most powerful journeys of self-discovery. By integrating these hidden aspects, you not only become more aware of your emotions and behaviors, but also become more authentic. Accepting your shadow allows you to live more truthfully, without the need to hide or deny parts of who you are. Furthermore, when you integrate the shadow, you also begin to unlock a vast hidden potential. The shadow contains not only negative aspects, but also unexplored skills and talents. What many people do not realize is that by integrating these parts of themselves, they can access a level of creativity and inner power that was previously suppressed. Think of artists, thinkers, or leaders who have the ability to express their ideas in new and innovative ways. Often these individuals have undergone a process of shadow integration, where they face their fears and inner shadows, and as a result, discovered a new depth of expression. The journey to understand and integrate your shadow can be challenging, but it is also one of the most rewarding experiences on your path to self-knowledge. In doing so, you free yourself from the limitations imposed by self-denial and begin to access an inner power that goes beyond what you imagined was possible. Carl Jung offers us a key to unlock this hidden power within us. He teaches us that true freedom and growth come not from rejecting our shadows, but from accepting and understanding them. When you stop fighting against the parts of yourself that you fear the most, you begin to live a fuller, more authentic life that is more connected to your true self. So, ask yourself, what is hidden in your shadow? What parts of you are still waiting to be recognized, understood, and integrated? The power to transform your life is within you, just waiting to be accessed. And the journey begins when you decide to take the first step towards becoming whole. If this video has awakened something within you, if you feel ready to look more deeply into your own shadow and start this journey of transformation, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's continue exploring together the depths of the human psyche and unlock the limitless potential that resides within each of us.